Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera. And we are at
Galpin Speed Shop.
Galpin Speed Shop. And your name is to the people at home?
I'm Dave Shuten, and this is the speed shop that Bill Bachman and I have created over here. It's kind of a crazy place. There's a lot of history, so we're going to go have a look around.
I'm thinking this is probably, what'd you say, probably the biggest custom car.
I think there's more custom car history in this building than probably any other.
Yeah, just looking around this, when we pulled in, it's like, wow, like there's so many pictures and little things hanging on the wall and stuff I want to go through. I mean, I just walked over and looked at that little display, and that's cool. Like,
yeah,
that's
Pete
so cool.
Shaporis gave me that a few years before he passed away. Really sweet of him.
Yeah, I'd put that in my shop too. That's cool. Mm-hmm. That's cool. I think maybe I seen you painting this, maybe.
Oh yeah, I did that Christmas morning because I was bored.
Okay.
I don't really care for holidays, so I prefer to spend Christmas in the paint booth.
And this is cool, like this how you get the display and stuff like that. Are you making the displays and stuff like that, are you?
I mean, I made that. I made all the counters in here, and these are the scraps from the counter.
Right on.
And, you know, I've been using advanced plating for 25 years plus. That guy has a key to my house. So, you know, I did a little display because I'll only use his stuff, and I wanted to showcase a little bit of that for when. I don't do a lot of customer work here, but when I do, I have to explain, like,
this is what
you have to pay for it because I'm only using that.
Right.
And it is what it is. So.
Right on. So which way should we start?
We can go this way.
Oh. Well, this thing here is quite something else.
We can zip around this
I've never seen this car before in person. I've seen it in magazines.
Sure.
But that thing is amazing.
Yeah, so this is the Moonliner, and it's a one-off aluminum body made by a guy named Jocko, and he did two. The other one's in the Garlitz Museum in Florida.
Okay.
And it was a drag car, and this is the only salt flat racer.
Okay. So what kind of speed would this get up to?
In the late 50s into like 61, it did like 340.
Wow.
With an Allison V12 out of a World War II airplane.
Okay, so every pipe is not an exhaust port.
Well, no, there's two per cylinder.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering that. I said, wow, it's got a lot of displacement on that one.
Yeah.
That thing is wicked.
Are amazing.
Yeah.
And
so that would be hand built from right from top to bottom, would it not?
100%. Yeah. Yep.
Amazing.
And the only one that'll fit in it is Jolene.
I understand. They usually make race cars for small people.
They really do, because the lighter they are, the faster they go.
Which way should we go?
We can go here.
Okay.
So this is it says Edelbrock on it because this is Bill Likes' 29 Roadster on Deuce Rails, and he was the chief engineer and machinist for Edelbrock. He's the one that did all their prototype stuff, and this car actually predates Vic's car. It held 14 land speed records from 48 to 53. It's on the cover of the second Bonneville program.
Oh, wow, look at that.
But with no seat belts, no windshield, in solid suspension, it went 163 miles an hour.
So I'm not the only one that's done that. This had a solid suspension in it?
Well, yeah, they put the blocks there to keep it from hopping on the salt.
Okay. Oh, wow. It's been nicely restored, obviously, has it not? Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really nice, and the spare engine is over there.
Oh, right on. Come take a look at the exhaust pipes, please, sweetheart.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. I was thinking, I got a bunch of that pipe out back in my junkyard, and I just found a use for it. Well, that's cool.
That's what they used to do, you know? They didn't have mandrel bends stuff back then, so it was all about going fast and not being pretty.
There you go. With this thing. And what can I say? There's too much to look at.
There's way too much to look at.
Oh, that's good.
This is a Potvin blown small block Chevy, so with the supercharger is driven by the crank.
I've seen one, but I don't know how it works. I have no idea.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Injected on that side.
Yeah.
Goes through the blower. And
shove it up through and.
Yeah. And these were made for mostly Bonneville cars, because when you start making engines stick out of the car, it creates drag.
Okay.
So to keep it slippery, keep it all down.
And basically that's what started it. Is okay. Right on. I'm going to learn a whole bunch of stuff here today. So what kind? Like a distributor there? Like
this is just one I had lying around. This is a Grant flamethrower. So this one's unique because the caps are on the side and it uses a coil per cap.
Okay.
So
get more fire.
2 coils. Yeah. There's one in that Olds too.
Yeah, I see that.
There's another one in the cabinet over there. Here's something interesting that you'll probably recognize and nobody else will.
Darth Vader?
Small block Chevy valve covers that are stamped Pontiac because they were Canadian.
Oh, you're right on. Be on a 326 maybe, or
on a 283.
Okay.
Or a 265 in 57 to 55 to 59 because they're staggered bolts.
Okay.
So I was always going to put those on my 32 to confuse people.
That would do it.
They wouldn't fit over the rockers, and I hate those little spacers. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Even this is cool. I like, I collect shit like this. I love this stuff. I like looking at it.
I've been slowly repurchasing my entire childhood.
Okay.
Whether it's the crap that I had or the crap that I couldn't get. So, yeah.
I like the gun.
So that's part of my Hellboy costume for Halloween a few years ago.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I know.
There's a reason for something, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool.
But there's a lot of, all those are Krager steering wheels. I have a big
I didn't
thing
know
for those.
Krager made steering wheels.
2 years.
Okay.
61 and 2.
Are they valuable, dude?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to check. So
they're the only ones that go on with 4 bolts. And you have to use a Krager adapter.
Okay.
So they're kind of a pain in the ass.
Now I know. Look at all the pictures up here. They're pretty, all the cool pictures.
I also have a thing for lunch boxes, obviously.
Everybody's got to have lunch. Some of them lunch boxes are quite something else, aren't they? No, it's
that
like
Kiss one's
worthy.
up to about $1,000 now.
Well, there you go.
Those are my favorite shifters for when I'm restoring or building a nostalgic kind of race car or hot rod.
Right.
They're just bitchin', they fit, they look cool. And they were built right here in Van Nuys.
Okay. That's how you say it, Van Nuys. I said Van Nuys.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, so... Oh, fuck. Will you go grab me a Phillips?
Are these all Krager steering wheels too? Or?
These are all Superior and Grant.
Okay, they're metallic. And
Yeah, so they're just different colors, different flavors, whatever.
Right.
If you...
I like that.
Oh, there's a ton of shit. So that's an original 68 dealer clock.
Man, that's in some shape, eh?
Yeah, a customer of mine bought that for me for my birthday last year. It was like the coolest.
Did you give him a hug or what?
I did.
Holy wow, that's nice.
And I only collect the original Red Line Hot Wheels from 68 to 77.
I didn't realize. Yeah, there you are, right there now.
Yeah.
That was one of my faves, the little Deuce Coupe there. Mm-hmm. That was one of my faves.
Well, this is what started me on this path, was Hot Wheels and then model cars. And
right. True. I had Hot Wheels. That's what started.
The natural progression of any car guy, you know?
I think Grease Lightning got me, I think.
Did you see that car at the Peterson? Is it still there downstairs?
Oh,
we didn't go downstairs.
We have before.
Okay.
And it was down there?
My buddy in New Jersey also has one.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We'll just keep talking until he comes back. Yep. See, this is how I have to lock the cabinets. I just put a Phillips screw in there so you can't open the door. But anyways, right there's a couple Krager adapters.
Okay.
And there's the postcard with all the different flavors.
Right.
That you could get. Where the hell did you find this shitty?
Found it in your toolbox, right?
I did.
Down back.
Which toolbox? I don't even recognize that. But yeah, so that's the original thing from the early 60s.
And where were, 4-bolt, that's all I have to look for.
Yeah, and then they also had these really bitchin'
caps?
Flat caps.
Okay.
They don't stick up like a mile like all the new ones.
Right, like the wheels.
Right, and these are the adapter kits to use them.
See, this is right up my alley. This is stuff I like. Yeah. I like the cars, but I also like this stuff also. Mm-hmm. You know, it piques my interest.
Well...
It goes with it, does it not?
It does.
Yeah, it does.
I've also learned that everybody else's crap is always cooler than your crap because you get to see it all the time. I get excited when I go other places because I see this
all the time.
Day.
Right. I understand.
These are really rad and really important because I'll just say all the models in that case, everything in that case, and all the models in that case, and some of this stuff, these were all built by Barris. And they were
the models were built by Barris. Yeah. Like he stood there and glued them together.
And they were given to me after he passed away from the family because they knew that I loved them. Every time I'd go over there, I'd be over there in the model cabinet.
Oh, yeah, these are so cool.
The zingers, yeah.
They're so cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that George would do, like in the early days, he would draw like a concept or whatever.
Right.
But later, he started doing things like customizing these models and then using that as the
Right on.
as the concept to sell the job to a customer.
Right.
So instead of drawing it, he would hand them this, say, I can build you that.
That's cool.
Pretty rad.
Great idea. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it still can be done.
Correct. So it's really cool how he would chop them all up in what we refer to as kit bashing today, like he was doing that in the 60s.
Kit bashing. I never heard that word before.
Yeah, model kit, where you take a bunch of different ones and smash them all together.
Right on. Mm-hmm. Kit smashing. It's a new one for me.
And there's just tons of other crap right there. There's a bunch of the old Murano Pearl from the 60s that they used to use on the paint.
Okay.
Of course, all my Star Wars crap.
And would this be a...
That's an original hillbilly crash helmet from Roth.
Crash helmet?
Yep. Oh, that's what he called them.
Yeah.
And then a Krieger. They used to wear those at the drag strip.
Okay.
Or out at Bonneville.
See, all the history I do not know. Mm-hmm. Basically, I do not know. I only know basically what I, see in the magazines.
Sure.
Or, maybe someone tells me something, but, that sort of stuff. I didn't know that was a crash helmet from whatever.
Well, it's not a real, it's a joke.
Yeah, I understand.
That's just what he called them, and it's hilarious. And they were huge. We have a couple more out in the
Actually, I went to a car show, and the lady was selling one. I went to go back to go get it, and it was gone. And I wanted it,
bummer.
but it was gone. And it was a new one, but I mean, it was still what I was looking for.
Right on.
It was cool. So what about this bad boy? What's it? Early time delivery.
Yeah, so this is an '09 C-Cab show car that was built in the late 70s that a friend of mine actually ended up with in Fresno.
Okay.
And it still ran and drove bitchin', and it is all original as it was shown, so I couldn't not have it.
There you go.
It's probably the cheapest car in this whole building, but it's still rad and it still looks great. So
yeah.
I was going to take this to Grand National, but the weather was so shitty, I was worried that with all the brass and the no doors, it would get all
It was nice and just till the end, actually. Just until the end.
Setup day, too.
Yeah.
It was pouring.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah.
You were there setting up. Mm-hmm. We seen what's it called? The T there?
Oh, yeah.
That was quite amazing.
It's such a cool thing.
It is. For someone to have that imagination at that time, I guess it was a big thing back then.
Huge.
But to have that imagination, have that thing tip forward, and I'm not sure if I would have thunk of that or not. Maybe if I was in a car accident and I was the first one there, maybe, I'm not sure. But the
Michelin dudes up there are really interesting because in Thailand and Japan, those are lights and they use them to decorate all the commercial trucks. So I brought those back from Bangkok when I was there last year. I don't know what I'm going to do with them other than just maybe make them light up.
Maybe put some cameras in them so you see what's going on.
This is the only thing you can't post, but I'll show you. This is a guitar I just finished for Scott from Anthrax.
Okay, wow.
So he's coming to get it tomorrow when he hasn't seen it yet.
He's not allowed to see it. He's not allowed to see it.
So this is the Brinks Express, which won the Riddler Award at Detroit in '72, the same year I was born.
Okay.
And I actually worked with guys at General Motors that helped build this back in the day. So it's original in its second rendition, and we got it a couple years ago. And it's still really bitchin'. I haven't fired it yet, or it needs a couple little things, but it's mostly all original.
It just blows my mind.
The paint on this thing is insane. Yeah. They went so hard on the paint.
Yeah, it's so
Some
cool.
of the most intricate, tiny little pinstriping.
I like it because they weren't interested in, what can I say, everyday driving it.
No.
It was she's full show, eh?
Show cars are show cars.
Yeah. It's sick.
Mm-hmm.
Just
a lot of hidden little things in the stripes.
It all padded like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's cool.
The harder you look,
the more it goes on.
Oh yeah. There's little tiny, all these little weird things.
I got to turn around here for a second. That's the biggest spark plug I've ever seen.
Huh? Yeah, I think I'm going to paint that and probably sell it at a gallery. I just fell in love with it.
That's super cool.
A buddy of mine had it, and I traded him. I'm going to paint a couple helmets for him for that thing.
Cool.
And then, of course, all the NOS speed parts and accessories, those are, new old stock from the 50s, 60s, 70s.
So what do you, like these intakes and stuff you got going on here, you picking them up at swap meets and stuff like that, or wherever you can find them, eh?
Yeah.
Early Pontiacs. They're so cool.
I never know what I'm going to need.
Right.
So.
Or what you want to use.
Correct. So, but I'm not afraid to come out here and open something up and put it on a car if it's the right thing that I need.
I agree 100%. I'd be here all the time. I got to take a look at these intakes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a couple Kreitz marine intakes. That's the Latham supercharger, and that's the manifold for it.
What would that run on? What would that run on?
I got one in the shop that I'm building with that on it. I'll show you when we get back there.
Easy.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
More intakes here. I think we might have that one.
Yeah, that's a Chevy.
Is that big block?
This is a Pontiac. Nope, small block.
Small block.
That's a Pontiac. That's small block, small block, small block. That's a 57 Corvette, 2.4s.
Okay. Wicked.
Yeah.
Absolutely wicked. More spark plugs hanging. I said that was the biggest one there, but there's more.
Yeah, those were the ones that they used to hang in the parts stores in the 70s. And the whole reason I built this counter the way I did with the stuff behind it was because when I was growing up in Michigan, I was poor. I was the kid that could never get past the counter.
Right.
So now I get to go behind the counter and take what I want.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah, you could pick that shelf and look at that for hours.
More models. I'm obsessed with models.
I understand. It's part of the being, I guess, with this thing, would you? Huh?
Oh, the rat fink. There's a better one in the back. I always hated the paint job on this one.
I mean,
he might look cool if he was like blacklight. Then it would look pretty rad. Someday I will paint him again, though, because I just don't like him. So over there when we were at the model case, you were pointing out the zingers, and here's two real ones.
yeah, I've seen these things before, but I could not understand what's going on. These things run, eh?
No.
No running?
These are strictly promotional tools to promote the model kits.
Is that okay?
From 1972. So they were made to promote these models at the indoor car shows because they always had model car contests. So he saw Bob Larrabee Sr., who's responsible for all the indoor shows back in the day. He saw how popular those models were, and he commissioned all of these zingers to be built and displayed at the car shows. So I know where the dragster is. These two are here, and I know where that one is, but that van has been missing since the 70s.
You're a historian then?
Yeah, it's more of a sickness.
Well, I mean, I would call it a historian if you know where, you know.
I used to have these in my living room.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to put a motor in our living room, but I want to be able to start it. So is this something that you did? Lounge chairs?
I went to school to be an artist.
Okay.
So when my head gets too full, I usually stop and paint something.
Right.
So these are like mid-century 1957 Fibrella lounge chairs for pool chairs.
Right.
And they have a cool shape and they're fun to paint.
They are nice. We seen there's a chair on the marketplace at home we want to. Just looks just like that, but it's like crap. I don't know what it would be called. It's leather and it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Just even the chair's cool, you know.
Yeah, I have a whole set of those too.
Jeez.
I only like old cool things. I buy nothing new.
Well, the history for me is like I like the history with it, you know.
A good friend of mine named Dan Turner's parents bought that dining set brand new in 1957. And I was able to get it from him, so it has a personal connection and it's really cool.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah.
If it was in an antique store, I'd try to buy it. You know what I mean? That's what we do. We have, you know, a little place we can run to every once in a while. We can pick up some stuff once in a while, but it's few and far between. It's nothing like
That's what I do everywhere I travel. The first thing I do is look up oddity stores and junk stores.
Oh, is that right?
And that's where I go.
Awesome.
Yeah. The original Robert Williams painting.
Okay,
I know that's from 1963.
Yeah, he's a famous dude in the art world, is he not?
Yeah. And the car world.
In the car world. He worked with Roth, did he not? Mm-hmm. Or
yeah, he was the art director for Roth. Yeah.
Yeah, if I get it wrong, correct
me. No,
he
was the art director for Roth Studios. Him and his wife, Suzanne, both worked there.
Roth Studios. Yep. What is Roth Studios?
That was Ed Roth's home base where he did all the T-shirts, the magazines, the stickers, built the cars, everything.
Okay.
And they're basically my parents at this point, Robert and Suzanne.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Good parents to have.
Yeah, this is my crazy-ass office that looks like any child's bedroom in the 70s or 80s.
It's funny, you know, I have a Darth Vader. He's even got a liquor cabinet. Yeah. I don't have that. I don't have a liquor cabinet.
You know, it's funny. I almost completely have stopped drinking.
Good for you.
And I have so much alcohol, it's ridiculous because people keep bringing it to me.
And if you don't drink it, it adds up.
So I've been collecting the Hot Rod and Drag Race albums for 20 years.
I have the Rant and Rave album.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did we just get the ZZ Top one? I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Wicked. Absolutely wicked. Cyclone, Tornado, tells you what kind of wheels you're buying.
Yeah, that was Typhoon. A brand new counter display from 1965 that I just found. Still in the box.
Man, I want to go where you're hunting.
There's a lot of crap in this valley.
Huh? That is cool. And you got everything framed, looking good. That's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks nice.
I'm very OCD. Everything has to be where it has to be. So this is the...
Pretty hard to stop looking this, you know what I mean? I could look for...
This is the actual shop where I work.
Okay. Beautiful.
So there's still a lot of...
You got a good looking shop, man.
Thanks. A lot of crap everywhere. Stupid crap, cool crap.
Yeah, it's all good crap.
That's the mold for Ed Roth's Outlaw. That's at the Peterson. The very first fiberglass hot rod, that's the mold for
it. we live in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
And there's no history for this. You know what I mean? There's no history whatsoever.
Right.
We're trying to build it, and then in 100 years' time, it can have something. Something like that. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well, there's all kinds of crap.
You just bought this, I think, did you not?
Yeah, I just bought this from Chip Foose. And I've decided it might be too nice for me to keep because I'll want to slam it and chop it and put a Hemi in it or something. And it might be one of the very last original 50 Mercs left. And it runs and drives like brand new. So I don't know if I should screw it up.
It's a hard call, is it not?
It is.
Is this your number?
Yeah.
Get that number, sweetheart. I'm just joking. I just want to look at your car for a second.
I mean, like the dome light works. Look at the old Gilmore sticker from the early 50s on it. I mean, it's just bitching.
Man.
It was a one-owner car before Chip got it. So I'm the third owner of a 1950 Merc.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
And if you look, I'm building one over there for a customer that's had everything done to it that I would do to this.
Okay.
So
it's like we're just doing a 50 right now on the YouTube. And it's a lot of work, man, to cut the roof off, get all the garnishments done, put the roof back on. You don't want to change the seat because it wants to go down a little bit lower. Just it's a lot of work. And
I know.
Yeah, to finish it.
Yeah.
It's you can do the chop in a day, obviously,
right,
or get it ready, but to finish it.
To make it look like it's there is a day. To make it actually be there is about 2 weeks.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, it's kind of something else. Nice.
So this one's been chopped. The pillars have been slanted. I just put it on a Morrison chassis.
Wow.
So built all new built all new body mounts, all new floor. It's about 2 days away from coming apart for paint. So the AC's mounted, all the steering works, brakes work, all that shit's figured out and sorted. Just a few more little things. Fit the bumpers, double check the doors after cutting everything out of it. And that's
They need to hinge back then. Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's massive.
The doors are heavy.
Yeah. So this is a customer's car?
Yeah, this is some dude that I think owns some kind of record label or something in Maui. I'm not really sure. He's very evasive about it, but he's a really, really cool
What's evasive
guy.
mean?
Evasive means I don't think he wants me to know how much money he has.
Well, that doesn't matter how much money he has. It takes what it takes. You know what I mean? It's
Correct.
And,
Yeah.
you know, he's got to trust you. I mean, and basically, if he's, you know, I don't know what to say. Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. It takes what it takes. If he's got you doing
100%.
it, right? And it doesn't matter if he's got $20 million or 15
Exactly.
or $2 million. You're going to treat him the same if you. I think
everyone
you should.
gets treated the same here.
Yeah, basically. I'm thinking.
I just, you know,
If you got 15 million, that means the price goes up. If you got 20 million, the price. Yeah,
No,
so-
I would rather build something cool for somebody that's cool
Yeah.
than build something for somebody that just has a bunch of money and won't appreciate it anyway.
True.
So
I understand.
I'm very selective on who I do.
Who you work
I do
for?
builds for.
Ah, look at this now, would you? That's cool.
You need one of those. That would
would
change your life up there
probably.
because you could just make all those garnish moldings.
Probably.
Have you ever seen one, how they work? So right now it just has some shrinker dies,
Yeah.
but basically the upper and lower of this is interchangeable.
I bought one. That was in a yard,
Yeah.
and I have not got it working yet. And
So,
I
like,
did buy some dies.
I've
for
got
it
a
and
whole
stuff like
drawer of dies that I've made. But like this is the body line on a 57 Cadillac, and you just put that in there and all of a sudden you have that.
that. Yeah, see all the fittings
So
on there?
It
Have the
just
square
makes
fitting?
whatever
That's
you
how-
tell it to make.
Whatever you, yes, okay, I understand.
And everything's adjustable this way. There's a lot of other attachments that can go on it.
Right
It's
on.
my favorite tool next to the lathe. The lathe will always be my favorite. But I was a machinist for General Motors, so
Okay.
the lathes that I used to run were 20 feet long and had chucks bigger than her.
I like this.
Yeah.
Get myself a steering wheel and put on mine. You know.
I don't really, it's easier to control with a steering wheel,
Yeah.
but now I've got this one with the foot controls that feeds.
Way better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I understand, but it's just.
But
this
it's
is what I
also a
have.
little bit harder to get it to land in the same spot. You got to be, I have it on like crawl. So
Yes.
it's slower than that would be
Yeah.
because I don't want it to get away from me.
Well, the slower the better, generally.
Right,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? If you're, this one is when someone gets cranking it and they don't go as fast, and they go faster, and then it gets.
Or they crank this down all the way the first time and
Yes.
it just makes a potato chip out of it.
It does exactly. Makes a potato chip, all crinkly.
This louver press was built by Von Dutch.
Oh, cool.
I tried to use it once and it almost took my head off. The spring broke, so we just look at it now. A little planishing hammer, a little English wheel. I don't use that stuff all that often, really. I use this a lot. I use the brake and the shear and the pull max.
The wheel's kind of overrated, is it not? I mean, unless you're going to build a car from scratch or
Exactly.
something, and you need
yeah,
it.
or you can build patch panels for or like when you chop a car and you got to get from one place to another, you can make it flow in. But I've never had great luck on one of these. I've had much better luck on all the other things.
Right. Well, the tool you showed me over there, what's it called?
The pull max.
The pull max. You basically deletes that, does it not?
It can. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, a power hammer is the ultimate, the great big giant thing,
Yeah.
but I would use it so
Little.
infrequently that it doesn't make sense. I don't want to give up the real estate.
little car they're made from. That's cool.
Yeah.
Jolene's been
That Hulk came from Barris's shop too.
that now, would you? Piece of cardboard don't last quite that long, but there it is, huh? It's cardboard, is it not?
I think it's wood. I think it's a cutout piece of chipboard. It was there for 20 years or better.
Jolene. And when you're not working on cars, you work out. That's cool.
I don't lift here too much anymore. I actually go to a trainer 3 days a week now, which is nice. It's better. I feel like the monetary commitment is more motivational than anything else.
I like your sign.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. So this T-Bird, which is sort of buried right now because I've been hammering on the Merc.
Yeah.
This is a full tube chassis with a Latham blown 427 with a 5-speed.
That's that thing
Tremec.
that was in the.
That's the supercharger that was out there.
I seen that somewhere. I wouldn't know what that was. I wouldn't know what it
The
was.
thing that's interesting about these are they're an axial supercharger. So it's like a mini jet engine.
Oh.
And you see the ratio from the pulleys. So the blower spins at like 35,000 RPM.
What size is that pulley? Almost like oh, what the hell is it?
Yeah, it's like the size of a dinner plate.
Yeah. I'm trying to
And then
back
the
away
one
from
on the blower is only an inch.
Right.
So
That
the
would really
ratio is
zinger.
really gnarly.
Yeah. Well, if you think of a 10-speed or something like that, you're the bigger.
So right now I don't look like much because it's, the chassis is all done and everything's figured out, and now it's mounting the body to it, making everything fit.
Right.
That's when you start doing the metal work, is after everything is
for
located
sure.
and bolted and figured out where it lives. This is all
Nice.
crap for the Mercury.
Yeah, nice. So the chassis is new from, you got it bolted down there, and bolted in the back, and then you just have to make it fit. Oh, wow. Nice.
But this chassis was built for a T-Bird, but only half the body mounts line up.
Right.
So I have to cut them off and move them and start
So what's
changing
the
everything
deal?
around.
What's the deal on this? Like why are you doing this one? What's the
For
history
a
on this
good
one?
friend customer.
Okay.
He owns this and this crazy vet that was built as a show car in 1960 in Oakland. So I'll restore this back to original for him, and
Man, I gotta go home and go to work.
yeah.
Man, this is that's crazy. Eh? I'd love to own something like that. You know.
Oh, here, while you're here, why don't you sign the cabinet
Oh wow.
with
Awesome.
everybody else?
All right.
I don't care where. Just pick
Well,
your
we're getting
spot.
full up there. We'll go down here.
Who are you next to? W. Earl Brown. He's the actor from that. Oh shit! What show was that? That big western that was on for a while. Fuck, I can't remember.
Me neither. Can't think of it.
Oh, you're gonna have to bleep me. Sorry.
Hey, you be you. Don't worry about it. We don't want to change anybody.
All right, very good.
It is what it is.
There's a lot of rad
A
people.
lot of
on
history
there.
on that, eh?
So many.
Yeah.
A lot of dead people now too, which is sort of shitty. But
Geez, I wish I didn't sign it.
let's see. Who would your people have heard of?
I've seen Gene there.
Of course,
Yeah.
Gene. I think he was the first person to sign it. But Jimmy Vaughn,
Yeah.
Foose, Sid from Slipknot, Adam from Tool, Scott Ian from Anthrax, Rob Trujillo from Metallica, Clifton Collins Jr., the actor, Candy Clark, American Graffiti,
Yeah.
Billy Morrison, the guitar player for Billy Idol.
I'm in good company. Awesome.
A lot of good company there. Eric from NoFX, Ed Newton.
Cool.
My brain won't let me remember what that Western TV show was, but it was huge on HBO.
You'll think of it in a bit.
Yeah.
So what is the story on this? I love this. Like, I mean,
Yeah, 60
just
Chrysler
cool.
taillights.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's just cool.
Just another show car, but at least underneath it's just a stock Corvette.
Yes.
So it's a real easy restoration.
I even like the dirt on it.
Yeah, this is as it was pulled out of the barn it was in since 1960. Original Tommy the Greek striping.
I've heard that name.
In its first rendition, it was purple in the panels, not green. That was the second.
So do you hunt this stuff up and find it, and then you guys try to
A
acquire
lot
it?
of it finds me
Good.
now or finds us.
This is a perfect place.
This is
for it,
one
you know
that
what I
found
mean?
me.
I would think that anybody that had a custom car, that was at their end of their time and they wanted to do something with it, I think this would be the perfect place to send it. And the reason I say that is because when you give it to your son or leave it to somebody, do they actually care about it, and do they actually want it, or are they going to look after it? And if you give it to somebody like Galpin, they would look after it and it would be there. You know what I mean? And
It's true.
it is true.
What I've learned, most of the kids, like say their dad built this car and they toured it all over, and this
Right.
was, the kids grow up with this sort of resentment because that car has taken a lot of the time away from what they thought might have been theirs.
Yeah, I sort of can understand that.
So, and it's not so much if it's one car,
Yeah.
but if it's multiple cars and that's their whole life, you see it a lot.
Yeah. I seen, there's a few people, I wonder what they're going to do with their cars, you know.
Yeah.
And to just let them go to somebody that's going to tear them apart, or or leave them, you know, let them go. You're better off to give it to a museum or something like that. In all honesty, I mean, yeah, crazy.
So this one here is called the Ultimus.
I think I've seen this on
American Pickers.
Okay, that's the one.
Yeah, the episode of me buying it from them hasn't came out yet.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've been good friends with them for a long time. But the funny thing is this car was promised to me for 25 years.
And
the guy sold it to them to be on TV. So while the guy was there filming, he called me. He's like, I'm only going to do this if you want it. So he sold it to us for what he paid just to get it in the right spot and to be able to get 2 episodes.
Yeah,
so it's all a win-win.
I've seen this.
Yeah. And the gold one is really crazy. That was built by Barris mid-70s for Bo Derek.
Bo Derek. Another Jolene. That's quite something else. And this is a
68 Corvette. 427 Corvette.
Oh, man. Wow. What did she think of that when she saw it? Did he build her a model and give it?
I don't know. I was 3 years old. All of the movie posters came out of Barris's shop as well when they closed.
Wow, this place deserves a week or more to look around. You know,
Yeah,
it does. I see a lot of stuff that really is quite crazy.
There's one of Watson's original signs from his paint shop.
That's so cool.
Dragula body.
Jeez. This would be where the
That's
top
where
would
you
go.
sit, and then the engine sticks out there.
Okay. And the body was made out of glass?
Yeah, well, the original one is not. It's a
Okay.
real coffin. And then Butch Patrick popped a mold off of his, and I got the first one out of the mold. He's been a good friend for a long time. He played Eddie Munster in the original series.
Shit.
Yeah.
You know that cat, eh? Isn't that something now? What you do, steal the Hollywood sign?
That's from Hollywood Video
Hollywood Video.
in the 80s. Yeah. I need to get the neon fixed.
There's
and get
so
it
many
lit up.
cool signs around this joint, man. I'm telling you, like, I want to stop and get something, right? But it's not feasible.
So this is the table I've mixed paint on for 25 years.
I can tell.
So every famous car that's been painted here has been mixed right there.
That's cool. Oh, I like the garbage can. That's cool too. Look at that.
Everybody loves the trash can.
The paint on the trash can over there.
This is my happy place.
Right on.
This little area. I love all of it, but paint's my favorite.
Now, see, I like getting, I don't know why, but I like getting dirty and grinding and well, and I like that. And the paint part, it's okay. There's a lot of stress that comes with it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of stress comes with it. And I do enjoy painting, but my favorite is cutting and welding and making something, I guess.
Sure.
Chewbacca.
Yeah. It was another old Halloween costume. Well, this one's really, really special. This is the X-Sonic. So this is the first of a whole bunch of things in the custom car world. The most important being this is essentially lowrider number 1.
Lowrider number 1?
Yeah.
What do you mean by lowrider number 1?
It's the first car with adjustable hydraulic suspension.
Okay.
Or hydros, as they call it now.
I haven't done much with glass.
Glass is easy. There's no such thing as a high or a low. You just add more or take it away. No shrinking involved.
I understand. I'll take that. I'll take that.
A lot of people didn't realize that every Corvette ever has been fiberglass.
I think I
They
knew
have
that.
a few little metal bits, but for the most part, they're all glass.
And this had
It had a bubble top. This was the first bubble top, first lowrider, first candy fade paint. And this is it back in the day.
a lot of firsts.
And they changed it over and over and over and over.
I've seen that car in magazines before.
Mm-hmm.
Will this be restored?
Yeah. Assuming I live long enough to get through all this.
It is what it is, you know what I mean?
I'm not as fast as you anymore.
Well,
I used to do 10 cars a year. Now I'm lucky to do 3.
when the camera goes up, you got to get something done. You know what I mean? If I'm doing something, I basically want to get something done.
I can honestly say I'd be happy if I never did TV again.
I won't go there.
Because it's too much.
It takes away the fun.
100%.
Yeah. And the pleasure.
We were just talking about that before you guys pulled in. Like, I'd go to like weld something and my stool that's made just for the TIG welder is missing, and there's some dipshit sitting on it eating lunch. You know, like.
So this is just a new body that's...
It's a new Brookville 32 Roadster body that I bought just to build and flip.
Yep.
Picked up the Hemi over there for it. And
just picked up a Hemi, no problem whatsoever, right?
There's a lot of Hemis around here. That's one of the very first cars that influenced me as a kid in the 80s.
Okay.
Was that shoebox.
I was just looking at that because, like I say, we're doing one right now, and we're just trying to, I don't know what to say. Get ideas, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
There's that's a cool poster up there.
Yeah,
That's
Munsters, the OG Munsters with George Barris.
Oh, geez.
That's George and Shirley in the middle with Grandpa and Herman.
Cool. I remember when this car came out, I think. You guys...
It's been 10 years ago now.
Yeah. Shuten's 50th birthday, Galpin Speed Shop. Oh, that's a cool poster.
Yeah, that's signed by Barris. It's just all faded. All right, now we're coming into the cool room.
Oh, right. This is, man, I'll tell you. Yeah? Okay.
You want to start over?
No.
It's too much.
No, she wants to make a video out of just this.
Oh, okay.
And then do another one. And then that way there we have more
content.
You heard the lady. We'll be back. Come on back and check us out.
Part 2.
Yeah.